Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I want to take a closer look at the rework coming to the Pioneer. Now, as a lot of you guys may know, base building has changed a lot since its original concept. So that means that the Pioneer is going to need to get updated. So without further ado, let's dive right in and take a closer look at what this ship is going to be like when we get it in the future.
Who can guess what that is? So,
So I'm just going to pause it right here really quick so we could talk about what this ship was originally supposed to be. So as you guys could see here off to the side, we have a landing pad, and in front of that is this opening with a bunch of SU of cargo. So you would land your ship on this landing pad and you would offload the SU of cargo here, and then this cargo would be sent into a kind of giant 3D printer in the middle right here, and that would create these modular bases, and it would drop them down onto the ground. So essentially means that you need to land exactly where you want to put these structures, and it has this whole roof panel that would open up so you can drop the buildings down. And it had this arm on the side that would open up here, and so this whole space here would be yours to drop down your base modules. Now these base modules are kind of the old outpost buildings that you see scattered around Stanton right now, and the new kind of base building modules are a completely different architectural design. And so these are essentially like the outdated building modules. So we're not going to be building those anymore because CIG wants to give us more flexibility in kinds of buildings that we can make. So we can make, cargo elevators, we'll be able to make farming modules and more dynamic structures than kind of these square boxes. But these work fine for, NPC outposts dotted around Stanton. For player bases, CIG wants to give us a little bit more control. So having drones build those things makes a little bit more sense and gives us the freedom to place them around our build area. So you get the bird's eye view from the drone, and you have this kind of like hologram where you can place down whatever building you want. So this whole design here kind of needs to get reworked. So now we'll take a look at what the Pioneer is going to be.
I talked to you all quite some time ago about this in Germany, and this is obviously the original concept for the Pioneer. Now, some time has passed, and whilst the core concepts of base building have remained the same at a high level, how you physically build your bases has changed slightly. So back then, you were building everything on board the ship here. You would fly your Pioneer. This is the area I want to build in. I'm going to build my base on board the ship, and I'm going to drop it down. As you've seen, bases are a lot more expansive now. This doesn't work anymore. So we need to do a little bit of some reconcepting.
Okay, so if you guys look back at the old concept, we had the landing pad a little bit further back, and again in front of that we had where the cargo drop-off would be. Now that's completely changed around. The landing pad has moved forward a little bit. We have these smaller doors in the middle here, and then we have 4 doors here for the drones. And the arm is not going to swing out anymore. It is just for aesthetics now. And then we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets on the top of the ship. So I think this redesign looks really good. I think it keeps in kind of like the same flavor as the original concept for the Pioneer. This is a really good looking design in my opinion, and it makes sense for kind of what this ship needs to interact with the new gameplay. So let's keep going.
Cargo position has moved, so we needed to kind of update that. We wanted to make sure that the landing pad made sense and had space to kind of come into the ship. And then we also needed a way of getting things out of the ship that we will be crafting. On top of that, we had a few other goals.
Okay, so this is very interesting right here. So we can see it's become a true self-sustaining mobile base. So some onboard facilities that it has now is a medical facility, crafting facility, refining abilities, and extraction. So this is the full gameplay loop in one ship. So if you bought a Pioneer in the past, you're getting a lot more ship today. Very cool stuff.
Like I say, it needs to support all the updated kind of building mechanics. It needs to support all our current metrics, and I don't mean just character metrics. I mean all metrics, because we're going to be creating a lot of things inside this ship. We wanted it to kind of become a true self-sustained mobile base. We wanted it to kind of, be kind of like the cornerstone of your crafting and construction ventures. And to do that, we needed to add a few extra kind of onboard facilities. So, a med bay, like I say, the crafting area, the ability to refine or extract and refine materials.
So let's have a quick look over the updated interior of the Pioneer. So at the back of the ship, we have the classic bridge, looks out over the expanse of the ship. And then top and bottom of that in this image, we have the escape pod rooms. And then leading off those is the access to the manned turrets that remain. Then going downstairs, we have the cargo area at the top. Doesn't look like a lot. That's 1,000 SEU of cargo now in that.
Okay, so this area up here with all of these squares, this is the new cargo area. It's been moved from, I guess it used to be somewhere over here. This is 1,000 SEU of cargo now. That's a ton of cargo. Very cool to see.
Space. Next to that is the fabrication control room. This is where you'll be fabricating larger vehicles and ships.
Okay, so that is this area right here. This is a pretty big room if this can hold 1,000 SEU of cargo. But you could kind of see here the little chair that you would use to kind of operate the fabrication machine.
As well as smaller fabrication machines next door for. You don't want to use this to build a small FPS weapon. It's a bit overkill. So we have that on board as well.
So this area off to the side here, these are the smaller fabrication machines. It looks like you have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll be able to use these to fabricate FPS weapons, like you said. They will be, I guess, kind of similar to the fabrication machines that you can have for your base and stuff like that. Right next to the main cargo area here.
In the center of the ship, we have a small fabrication hangar with roof and ramp egress. So if you're building a small...
So that's this right here, the fabrication hangar. Okay, building ground vehicles and ships here will be very cool. Again, this area technically used to be the 3D printer that would build the base modules. It's still kind of a 3D printer where you craft ships. So yeah, it's kind of in the same place, but it serves a different purpose because now this is a fabrication hangar instead of, something that spits out these kind of square building modules.
Ship on board, so things like a Nomad you can build on board here. You'll be able to fly it out the roof of the fabrication hangar. And then we have the existing small landing pad that transitions from outside the ship to inside the ship.
So that's really cool too. So you land on this landing pad. It's like a little elevator that takes the ship down inside of the ship. So that's pretty cool if you, I guess, have materials that you want to put in here for some reason. I think that that's going to be a really cool feature to have as well. So it's basically you have 2 hangars. I'm assuming if you're not building anything in this fabrication hangar, you might be able to just land another ship in there, and now you have two Polaris size hangars in one ship. So that's crazy. This is a massive ship right here.
So cargo you can load via new entrance that Ben's going to talk about in a second, but you can still retain the ability to land a ship on top of this ship, move it inside your ship, all those things. Engineering at the rear, this is now capital components all the way around. It was a weird mix of size 3s before.
So we got engineering at the back here. This is a pretty big space for engineering. As you can see, it's roughly the same size as the hangar itself.
It's now just all capital everything. Then we have the habitation, mess hall, medical area between the hangar and engineering. And then
so that's this space right here where we have, you know, the kind of mess hall. Then you have the habitation with the bunk beds or whatever. And then you have the med bay down here.
The front, we have 4 extra large drones in the drone room.
Then this area up here, this room, is the drone room with the 1, 2, 3, 4 extra large drones, and they can fly out of the roof and go build your base.
But we don't just have some pictures like this to show you. Ben's going to go through this in a bit more detail now.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to have a little look at kind of like the concept and where it's at on the interior. We start out on the interior bridge. It's very spacious, or command deck bridge, whatever you want to call it. It gives kind of really nice views.
Okay, so I think this little hole in the ground here, I think that's where the hollow globe is going to be for navigation. So you're going to have this upper area here of the bridge where, you know, the command crew is going to stand and they're going to essentially make their plans. You know, where's the deposit? Where are we going to drop down this stuff? This is going to be a very cool bridge. I already like the design and where this is going.
Out over the front of the ship. And right up front, you've got all the consoles required that you need to kind of control the ship.
And this is basically very similar to the original concept. I don't think they've changed this space too much.
As well as the kind of additional remote turret access consoles. And then at the rear, we have the main kind of navigation components and some small engineering consoles. And kind of flanking either side, we've got this.
Okay, so you could see here that this is the hole in the ground for the, you know, navigation hollow globe. And then back here goes to that other area. And these are the two, it says T1 and T2. So I'm assuming those are the turrets. There, and then you have this hallway to the back.
2 corridors, and they lead out to the man turrets that kind of sit above the bridge. And they also have.
And you can see this door says T1 as well. So these 2 turrets, I think they're the remote turrets. And then you have a man turret there. And then the escape pods, we'll see in a second there.
All the escape pods needed.
Yeah, so escape pods here. And then this area that says T1 is the man turret.
For all the bridge crew. Like I say, we want this to kind of be a home away from home, so we have a very large, comfortable habitation area.
So it's pretty cool. This is like 2 levels here. We have the mess hall on top, kind of a recreational area at the bottom. A lot of these capital ships have like pool tables and different game tables that you can use to kind of relax. These are, you know, seen as kind of like role play areas by a lot of players, but it could potentially be really important in the future, you know, when we have NPC crew, or if you just want to plan different things with your org mates, you have a space on your ship where you can do that.
Each of the crew members, they get their own individual crew pod. And one of the nice things about this is these actually open up and they allow kind of each crew member to kind of decide like how much privacy they actually want. This is the crafting area. We've got the 4 kind of crafting machines.
So this is cool. These are the machines where you can make smaller items. And I guess these gray boxes here are kind of where, you know, the item gets spit out from. And then I guess you can see a little bit of the cargo area in the background there.
And these are right next to the cargo bay, the internal cargo bay. And as John says, this holds up to 1,000 SEU of cargo, so it's pretty sizable. To make it a little bit easier, it's got its own dedicated cargo lift at the back. That again, just simplifies that kind of getting cargo in and out of the vehicle.
So you can see here it says cargo lift, so I guess this goes down to the ground. You put cargo on it, you send it up, and then you kind of send it forward. And you got a whole station there to do that. What I think is kind of interesting though is on the sides of these walkways, you could see, I don't want to go back too far. Yeah, on the side, it's kind of just like it has a railing and it's open. Like, what happens if you just jump over this railing and you fall down inside here? You're just like in the belly of the ship all of a sudden. Uh, I know for a fact that some people are going to try that. They're going to jump off of these railings and decide to kind of see what's underneath this walkway. But I think that, again, this is just kind of interesting. Maybe they should have put like glass here or something so you can't fall down in there.
Make it a little bit easier. It's got its own dedicated cargo lift at the back. But again, just simplifies that kind of getting cargo in and out of the vehicle. Down at the front, we have the drone room. Now these will be 4 extra large drones, so they'll be able to craft our largest structures in game. They exit the ship out through the roof, and they're all controlled by the construction console in this area. And then finally, we're just going to take a quick look at the crafting area on the ship. So you can see here we've got these blast shields down that kind of protect the crew in this area from what's going on inside. And then as these open up, we just finished making a storm. And as we see, there's a ramp that leads out, so you can drive any ground vehicles straight out the front. Between all the landing gear, and you get this really nice kind of like sense of scale as you're driving underneath out the front of the ship. And we've also got the top.
Yeah, looking at this hangar area, this looks like, I don't know. It looks like it might even be a little bit bigger than the Polaris hangar. This is a really big hangar. You could see, what a person would be there, because this is 2 stories. So I think it's definitely taller than the Polaris hangar. So this is, this is a really big hangar.
Exit for any flight vehicles. And then finally, we have the landing pad, and this just allows us for any ships that land up on deck, we can just bring them down into the belly of the ship.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the size of this hangar. But if you could just comfortably park a Nomad in it, it's a pretty sizable hangar here. I think this is gonna be these 2 hangars are gonna be roughly the same size as the Polaris hangar.
So that's the Pioneer. It's had quite the glow up over the years.
Yeah.
Holds 4 extra large drones.
So we got some stats here. 4 extra large construction drones, 247 meters, 133 meters wide, and 53 meters tall. Able to craft small ships and vehicles. Basically, the extractors and the landing gear that you see here. Capital components all around, and 1,000 SC of cargo. And so if we take a second look at the top of the ship, this is the landing pad that goes into the hangar. And this in the middle here is the small ship fabricator with the doors that, can allow the ship to fly at the top. And these 4 doors here are the opening for the extra large drones. And then this area that used to be the arm, this is now the cargo area that can hold 1,000 SC of cargo. So this ship really has had a major glow up. If you purchased this ship back in the day, just for base building, you're also getting a very capable crafting ship where you can use the legs to extract resources. You can refine those resources on the ship. You can craft FPS weapons with small crafting fabricators, and you can craft vehicles and ships in the vehicle and small ship fabricator, as well as using the extra large drones to build your base. So this ship is going to do it all. It is a full closed gameplay loop. I think CIG really knocked it out of the park with this ship. They really didn't have to add all of those features. Again, it also has a med bay that they added to it. I think CIG did a really good job with this rework. So again, if you bought this ship, I think it was like $850. That's cheaper than a Polaris, and it is a serious capital ship. It's not really a combat ship. At the end of the day, this is a heavy industrial ship, but a lot of orgs are going to be interested in this so that they can build their base and fabricate ships and everything that they need, their FPS weapons and whatnot. And yeah, if you're in an org, this is definitely something that is very exciting to you, you know, org owner or whatever. I think CIG, again, they did a great job. I want to know what you guys think about this ship. Do you have this ship? Are you excited about this rework? Do you think CIG did a great job? Is there anything else that you wanted to see? This ship is now in production, according to CIG, that it's not going to come with the first iteration of base building, to come, you know, maybe shortly after that. But, you know, I think they did a great job with it. So yeah, that's going to be it for me in this video, you guys. But like I always say at the end of these videos, you guys, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Salut.